Retro Racing reports, Saugus Speedway, Saturday, May 6, 1989. We have USAC Midgets, USAC TQ Midgets, MSRA Mini Stocks, and the Ego Challenge. The Ego Challenge is where you could take your street car out on the track and make as fast a lap as you think you can do. Sometimes it worked really well, and most times, it did not end well for the driver of his car. This is a fabulous program by Lynn Farrago. You'll notice there is a lot of advertising in here, and part of that is because Saugus Speedway had a great following, and the fans knew to go to the places that advertised in the program, that helped promote everything. Everybody seemed to get it, and that was part of the game. We have a feature article on third-generation driver Keith Spangler. This is from the week before, results from the week before, May 6th of 1989, so it was the week before that. Third-generation driver Keith Spangler won his second NASCAR Sportsman feature in 3 weeks Saturday night at Saugus Speedway, leading every lap from his pole starting position. Russ Beckers, who was winless in '88 and came up 9 points short for the championship, scored his first ever NASCAR Street Stock triumph in the Oval event. Steve Nicolai picked up his first win of '89 in the Stocker Figure 8 contest. The NASCAR Sportsman Division ended up being a tale of three drivers. Spangler, starting on the pole position for the 40-lap affair, would never be challenged throughout the race, maintaining a comfortable lead despite working his way through heavy traffic. Gary Sigmund, the current point leader, coming into the fifth night of racing, had scored 3 seconds plus a third. He started fifth and took over second position on lap 17 when Michael Ayers and Dave Phipps came together in turn 3 while battling for second, forcing both cars to the pits. Sigmund held second position, recording his fourth second-place finish in 5 races. The third driver was Will Harper, who last week set a new qualifying record. He bested his record in qualifying only to have the new record taken away when the car was found underweight in post-qualifying weigh-in. Harper, forced to start 19th, put on a sterling drive to come home third just behind Sigmund, but it was all for naught. In post-race inspection, Harper's car was found to have illegal heads and therefore was disqualified. Steve Burdett was credited with third, followed by Roger Theobald in fourth and Rusty Parr in fifth. Tom Kimmel and Beckers were front row starters for the 25-lap Street Stock Oval main event, with Dale White Jr. and Craig Rayburn side by side in row 2. Beckers outjumped Kimmel at the start and pulled into the lead, leaving Kimmel to hold off White and Rayburn. On lap 12, White and Rayburn got around Kimmel in heavy traffic and continued their battle now for second. Rayburn found his way past White on lap 21, and when a red flag halted the race a lap later, Beckers found Rayburn on his tail for the restart. Well, Beckers outran Rayburn the final laps for his first ever feature win. White was third, Kimmel fourth, and Nicolai ran fifth throughout the race. Nicolai started on the pole for the 15-lap Street Stock Figure 8 feature race and charged out to the lead ahead of White, Rayburn, and Kenny Wilson. The top 4 remained the same throughout the race, as the tightest battle was for second between White and Rayburn. As the final lap began, Rayburn finally found his way around White. However, seconds later, James Pitt hit the wall in turn 4 and had the engine catch fire. Well, a red flag came out moments later as fire crews quickly extinguished the flames and helped an uninjured Pitts from his car. Well, under the red, the checkered flag was also displayed, signifying the end of the race, and the finishing order reverted back to lap 14, which was the last lap completed under green, which gave the win to Nicolai, with White second, Rayburn third, and Wilson fourth. Jim Marluski was fifth. Another point that Lynn Farrago made when doing the Saugus Speedway programs was he knew that the MSRA Pro 4s, for instance, hadn't raced in a couple of weeks, and so he took the results from their last race and put it in the program for tonight's race. That's what we're presented with here. Dennis Andrews captured the initial MSRA Pro 4 West Racing Series event Saturday night at Saugus Speedway. Rick Nesbitt moved to the early lead in the 25-lap event, while the faster cars started near the rear and were working their way through the field. On lap 4, several cars came together in turn 4, including fast qualifier Gary Ebeling. A check of the scoring later would show that Ebeling lost a lap while sitting backwards in turn 4. On the 7th lap, Kenny Smith and Andrews moved to the front, dropping Nesbitt to 3rd. 3 laps later, Andrews passed Smith and started pulling away as Ebeling was on the move, passing everyone he could as he moved in behind Andrews. Ebeling challenged Andrews in what was in effect a battle for Ebeling to get back onto the lead lap, but he spun out on lap 24 while trying to overtake Andrews. Well, that left Andrews to drive home for the win well ahead of Smith in second, followed by Larry Mansfield and Nesbitt, all on the lead lap. There are no notations in this program for the night's races, but the mini-stock winner wound up being Dave Petty. For the USAC TQs, Frank Denny Jr. won that one, and for the Midgets, it was Rusty Rasmussen. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, put your comments down below, and share this video. There's lots more where this came from.